am Bloodhound. You can call me Bloodhound.
Hey guys, and welcome to the ultimate Bloodhound guide for Apex Legends. Bloodhound is one of the original Apex Legends, which means everyone has the option to use them. On top of this, Bloodhound is also a very cool and mysterious character. We don't know much about them, but we do know that they are a force to be reckoned with. Before I get into this, I do want to mention that Bloodhound is non-binary, so every time I mention Bloodhound, I will be using they, them, or saying Bloodhound. Bloodhound packs some powerful abilities, their passive being a tracker, allowing them to see footsteps and actions performed by other legends, such as a door being opened. Bloodhound's tactical, dubbed Eye of the Allfather, throws out a scan similar to a sonar that outlines enemies and tells you how many hostiles are in the area. Finally, Bloodhound's ultimate title, Beast of the Hunt, is a thing of nightmares. Lasting for 35 seconds, you get a huge speed boost, accompanied by a black and white screen which outlines enemies in red. As I said, Bloodhound is a real force to be reckoned with. As with my other videos, let's start with some quick tips and tricks. When using Bloodhound, please, before anything else, use a microphone. Bloodhound isn't a very good solo legend, as all the tracking, scanning, and even rushing requires you to work as a team. So that is always my first tip for Bloodhound players. You need to work verbally with your team. Bloodhound was made to be played in an aggressive way. If you're not the shot caller or leading player, you should pick someone else. With this in mind, his tactical is incredibly powerful for many reasons, but only use it if you need to or you're initiating a fight. The scan is large, so others will see it activated and potentially come over to third or fourth party. A good way to spot low-level Bloodhound players is noticing the scan going out when outnumbered. Hiding to refresh shields and health is much more important than just getting a scan out to see where you're going to die from. Bloodhound's hitbox is 37 square centimeters, which is 4 square centimeters larger than Wraith, but actually the same as Lifeline, putting them tied second for the smallest hitbox in Apex Legends. Now onto Bloodhound's passive, their tracking abilities. You could argue this is the most important part about Bloodhounds, the bread and butter. They can see icons on the floor left from enemy players, for example footprints where they went, if the enemy took a zipline, if there are empty shells on the floor. There are 28 different clues, which I'll show you on screen now. So pause the video if you want to see them. However, as you can see, there are tons of different things to look out for. An interesting one for me was killed by weapon, which shows you what gun an enemy was killed with. Insanely useful if chasing someone and they have a care package weapon like a Kraber, you might not want to push that. With this passive brings the ability to use the survey beacons to find out where the next circle is. Please utilize this as it will give you a 1-up on the enemies that are too lazy to do this. You can also ping the clues to give a voice line to your teammates. Again, do not forget to do this, as warning before getting shot could save the game. The more red the line is around the clue, the more recent it was. Now, you know where the team is going and also how long ago, but how important is this information if you don't know what to do with it? It's one thing knowing what the information is, but it's another to know how to utilize it. Apex Legends is all about deciding what the next thing to do is, but not just think of the next step, but the step after that too. A huge thing you do subconsciously whilst looting. So with this new information, you now have the ability to discuss with your team what to do next. Do I chase? Do I stay back? Do we rotate somewhere else? It doesn't always mean chase. Bloodhound's tactical, Eye of the Allfather, is a great tool to play aggressively and as a team, throwing out a sonar scan of about 75 meters in whatever way Bloodhound is facing. Similar to Crypto and the new recently added legend Seer, Bloodhound's main ability is to recon and gather information. I find that using the scan the second you get to a new area is the best way. Not only will you have it again depending on how long the fight lasts for, but you'll also know how many hostiles, traps, and any other nasty surprises that are waiting for you. Again, you'll need to let your team know what is going on and how many hostiles are in the area. This is done really well when in synergy with Bangle or Smoke. However, I don't really like gimmicks like this unless you're in a stack or with a communicative team. The same can be said for Caustic as well. Seeing through his gas can get you a leg up in a bad situation. Bloodhound's ultimate, Beast of the Hunt, is an incredibly good tool for both initiating and escaping. Lasting for 35 seconds, your screen will go black and white, highlighting enemies in red. There are a few ways to use Beast of the Hunt. Firstly, you can use it alongside Eye of the Allfather and hunt enemies down. You can use it to run down people trying to escape, or because of the speed boost, you can actually use it to get away. A really fun way to use this is if you're in the end game of the Battle Royale and you're trying to spot enemies and campers, you can pop your ult and then jump onto a jump tower. Your ultimate has no limit, so you can scan people from across the battlefield and potentially spot hiders. Whilst good, 99% of the time you want to be using Beast of the Hunt in only aggressive ways. The speed boost is also good to get away from enemies if the battle turns bad or you're caught in the storm, allowing you to reposition. So now you know Bloodhound's abilities, let's talk about some tips and tricks to how to utilize them. So I always think carrying around 1 to 2 ultimate accelerants as your ultimate will take a long time to cool down, so having 1 to 2 will be a good idea in my opinion. As I mentioned before, slide counter whilst using accelerated to save those extra seconds. You can use Bloodhound's ultimate to snipe easily from a distance. Having people highlighted will give you a ton of options when it comes to applying pressure. When I played Bloodhound, I normally run guns at the R301 and a shotgun, depending on the one I'm feeling. Middle to close range guns work well as you will have to be aggressive, and sometimes you need that bit of range, more than an SMG anyway. Good combinations with Bloodhound will be other mobile legends that are also aggressive. Think Octane, Wraith, Bangalore as a few easy options. That's all the advice I have for Bloodhound. If I've missed anything, please let me know, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't, please consider dropping a like and let me know what you think. Until the next video, have a good week.